Hello everyone, welcome to a DCS World video, and in today's video I'll be getting into something I probably have no business talking about. It's not just the MiG-21, which is a it's a module that requires a little bit more skill than I've got. This is just a practice mission, which was a bit of ground attack, but I'm probably going to talk a little bit more about the current controversies that are going on between RASBAM and Eagle Dynamics. And my reaction to it, rather than any comment on the merits of whatever's come out. To be fair, I've only heard about it on the periphery. I have watched a couple of videos, but my main, I suppose my main focus is that how should I respond to something like this, rather than trying to get in amongst the what's actually going on. So, first of all, to talk about the conflict itself. These things do happen in commercial environments. You hope that they do get resolved. If it's been going for 8 months and people haven't been paid for 8 months, that's obviously a pretty big tail, and could be a fair challenge for the parties involved, and I wish them all the best. From a perspective of my perspective on this, I'll give you my views on the how I see the two companies contributing to my enjoyment of the game, and what my stake in it is, and then how I'm going to respond to it. So for Eagle Dynamics, obviously Eagle Dynamics make the core engine, they make the game. There isn't anything out there that I've found that's like this. From an Eagle Dynamics perspective, I've got less concern about viability, if that makes sense. Worst case, and this doesn't sound like it's going to have anything that's going to affect Eagle Dynamics in a major term, but worst case is that DCS is enormously valuable IP. So if something happened at Eagle Dynamics that was out of their control to manage, and this probably isn't one of those cases, someone else would buy the IP and they would sweat the asset. I actually am less worried about that, to be fair, because I've played mobile games. I know what it's like when a company sweats an asset, and to be a customer in a sweated asset. But it is better for us if, obviously, for Eagle Dynamics, which wants to build a community. And so that's where my view is of Eagle Dynamics. They provide the core engine, obviously. I love the game. One final thing, and I have inserted this into the recording, so sorry if it's a bit disjointed, that I forgot to mention about the IP is that the main asset with this IP is us as the players. I would probably say that there's very few games that have players that are willing to spend $5,000, $10,000 worth on hardware. So this game has, in its core asset, attracted a whole lot of very, very dedicated players who are willing to put a bit of financial investment into it. So, as I said, I don't think DCS is going anywhere. That is way too valuable an opportunity for anybody to give up, and I hope that ED keeps staying in charge of it. And now I'll get back to talking about the non-ED parts of this, the RASBAM and the other small parties. My take on this is that, the small parties are actually a really important part. And I am a little bit concerned, obviously, that RASBAM makes some quite important core modules, if that makes sense. So they're not the F-16 or the F-18, but the F-15, the Harrier, they would leave big holes. Now, I don't know what the situation is if everything unwinds. Do they stay in the game and all the rest of it? But even so, the amount of deceleration that would take place from a game that is gaining modules and that has been generating a lot of hype would be, it'd be a bit unfortunate, and would obviously be take a fair load for Eagle Dynamics to fill in the capacity, whether or not they took over the modules, which is what I understand may happen in those sort of situations, depending on the commercial arrangements. There's still they would have capacity constraints, because they would be basically spread across a larger degree of effort. And from that perspective, RASBAM, they really do fill in some core gaps that would open up again. The game was actually feeling, up until this news, the game was actually starting to feel like it was starting to fill in some of those major gaps. So DCS, as you probably know, isn't War Thunder, and War Thunder is all about having different aircraft. But DCS has some notable gaps, particularly in the Cold War Red and the MiG-23 was something I was really hoping to see out of Razbam, and if that's an indefinite hold, that's actually quite sad, because I think with the Phantom coming out, with the MiG-23 coming out, at that point, although there are some things that would be nice to have from the perspective of completeness, and something like the A7 is a good example of that, that actually starts to really fill out the roster and make it quite a healthy roster. At the moment it does suffer from some gaps. So I do hope that Razbam and Igor Dynamics can work through whatever it is. I'm not going to take sides, as I've said, and my reaction to this, the healthiest reaction I can do as a player is continue to play the game, to continue to buy the products, to continue to trial the products, and I'd recommend that you do that. And that's a way of basically telling the two parties involved that actually you're still here, you're still interested, you still want to see this stuff. If there's been some issues, please do your best, because we like the progress that's been made, and we'd like to see more of it, please, not less. So that's really all I've wanted to say. That's taken me about halfway through the video, so I'll stop talking at some point, so feel free not to watch through to the end of the video. This is the MiG-21 that is flown rather inexpertly and amateurishly, so if you want to see something that's a bit of a train wreck, then feel free to keep watching. Maybe it'll take your mind off some of the activities and the news that's been going around recently. So it's natural for people to speculate, and I'm not going to tell you not to if that's your thing. But yeah, just keep in mind that as a consumer, probably the healthiest thing you can do is make sure that they don't lock themselves into positions that they can't then get out of. And that's probably the worst case scenario, is that by going public, it really ups the ante, and it creates the danger that they put themselves into these positions that they then are unable to step back from. And that's what worries me the most about the going public of the whole deal. Sounds like they've reached a deadline, and the way to break it is not the ideal way, but anyway, it's not my dispute. I'm an interested party and I'm not involved. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video, or if you liked the commentary, please feel free to like. Don't feel free to subscribe, because my video content will go back to inexpertly flown helicopters forthwith. And please enjoy the rest of the video watching this MiG-21 fail to do any damage to any of these vehicles parked in that town marked by the red smoke. Thanks for watching. If you're still here, thanks for watching, but as I mentioned, there is no further commentary, so feel free to stop at your leisure. I do appreciate the dedication if you're still here. As mentioned before, fair warning, no further commentary is expected in this video. Anyway, thanks for watching all the way through the end. I really appreciate it. Catch you next time.